Hi, I'm Jonathan Davalos, the Health and Fitness Lead here at the Chambers Center for Wellbeing. What we'll be doing today is just going through a series of stretches and exercises just to help incorporate some movement into your life. Today we have with us Jodi, a personal trainer here at the facility, and she'll be demonstrating all of these poses and exercises. The first few, we're going to work on the lower portion of the body. So what Jodi is going to be doing is crossing her right ankle over top of her left knee. And then from there, all she's going to be doing is leaning her body forward just a little bit. So for this stretch in particular, you should be feeling maybe the hip, maybe the glute, stretching out a little bit. For this kind of stretch, we're just going to be holding it for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then all you'll be doing is repeating it on the other side, making sure to work both sides. After that, we'll work on another one for the lower body. Jodi's going to inch forward on the chair and extend one leg out. So she's kind of going to point the toes up towards the sky, and just as we did in the last exercise, she's just going to lean forward a little bit, hold this position for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you should be feeling a stretch in the back of the leg. Might start at the hamstring, go down to the calf, but we just want to stretch out that whole portion of the back leg. Again, just as we did with the exercise before, we're going to do the same thing on one side and then on the other. So then Jodi's going to inch back to the back of the chair once again, and we'll go through 3 more stretches. And these 3 stretches will be more oriented towards the upper body. So the first one, we're gonna have Jodi just have her left arm and reach it across the body. From there, she's gonna bring her right arm underneath and really hug tight towards the chest. For this stretch, you should feel the back of the shoulders stretching out. And for all these stretches, we're going for about 20 to 30 seconds per hold, and then we switch to the other side. Our next 2 stretches are going to orient more towards the arms. And we're going to really focus on the back of the arm and then the forearm, but we'll start with the tricep. So Jodi's going to reach out her right arm and bring her palm to the back. It's right around the midline, right under the spine. From there, she's going to bring her left arm over top, grabbing the elbow and just hugging it close to the midline. So for this one, you should experience a stretch down the back of the arm, maybe along the side as well. And just again, 20 to 30 seconds per hold, and then going over to the other side. So for the final stretch, we're gonna work on the forearm and the wrist. So what Jodi's gonna do is place her right hand kind of up towards the sky and then grab those fingertips with her left hand. From there, she's just gonna kind of extend her elbow forward, punching the palm forward and holding that stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. This one can be a little bit more intense, so really don't pull back too hard right off of the bat. Really ease into it, and again, we'll do it on one side and then over onto the other. So we're gonna go through 3 additional exercises you can add into your routine. And it's gonna be very easy because a lot of these just require maybe a chair or just going off of the floor. Before we proceed, make sure you have a stable surface to work with, and then we'll be doing an elevated push-up with this chair. So it's just like a push-up on the ground. Jodi is going to be placing her hands on the chair about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And all she's going to be doing is trying to keep a straight line from her shoulder down to her ankle. And she's going to slowly lower her chest towards the chair and then pushing through the palms away from the chair. The first couple times around, just go for about 10 to 15 reps. And then if you feel like that is easy, you can try to find a surface that's maybe a little bit lower until you eventually get down to the ground where you're able to do push-ups off of the ground. So the second exercise you can add into your daily routine is the reverse lunge. So again, Jodi's gonna be demonstrating this exercise, and what we'll be doing is alternating back and forth with which leg is doing the work. So starting off in the position, we're gonna have our hands on the hips, keeping the chest nice and tall. And all you're gonna do is take a slow step backwards with one foot, keeping the knee off of the ground, and then pushing through the right foot, standing tall again. And like I said, we're gonna be working one leg and then the other, so we're alternating back and forth with which leg is doing the work. So we'll just keep going back and forth like that, trying to again, keep the knee off the ground, keeping the chest nice and tall, and really thinking about pushing through that front heel as you stand up. And you should feel the hip doing some work, the quad doing work, and then as you get better and better with this, you can start adding weight to the routine. So the final exercise that you can add into your routine is going to be the side plank. And I like to teach the side plank a little bit differently, so we'll be going off of the knees as opposed to taking the knees off the ground. It's a really good way to intro into it and still challenge the core. So for this setup, you're gonna have the knees slightly in front of the body, but you're also going to stack the knees over top of one another and stack the feet over top of one another as well. One last thing for position, we're gonna make sure our elbow is right underneath our shoulder on the ground. And once we have all of that situated, you're gonna raise the hips off of the ground as far as you can and try to hold that position. This one is gonna be all based off of how long you can hold that position. So you're gonna go for as long as you can, and then when you can't hold it any longer, you'll switch over to the other side and try to match it as well. But again, you're gonna try to create as much distance between the ground and the hips, and you should feel the side of the core that's towards the ground doing the work. My name is John.
I'm Jodi.
And thank you again for joining us for today's video, where we went through some stretches and exercises. If you want to challenge your fitness a little bit more or need to work on anything in particular, come join us at the Chamber Center for Wellbeing.
We work with people of all different fitness levels, and we look forward to seeing you here.